Yeah, I'm still playing with it.
Okay.
I think it's live. Yeah, it's like.
Are we on? Okay.
Hey y'all, it's Nicole over at Blue Herbal Goddess. And just so we're clear, the name change is changing to Body, Mind, Spirit, Wellness. So if you guys see it change on your page and all of a sudden Blue Herbal Goddess disappears and Body, Mind, Spirit shows up, that's what it is, okay? But my friend him, Malcolm, is here and we were having a conversation and I said, you know what, we need to just go ahead and go live and tape this so that we can push it out. But we were having a conversation about knowing when you're out of alignment and when you're in relationships with people, friendships or whatever, but how to know when you're having ailments within the body, I would say.
Yes, yes. And like when you're out of alignment, there's several indications in the body that you can be aware of to check yourself. I call it like a rumble on the road. When you're driving down the expressway, you're not paying attention, and all of a sudden you go to the left and you hear brrrr.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like life. You want to try to recorrect yourself and work on getting yourself back in alignment. There's a lot of rumbles in life that
But the question is, and that's what we were having the discussion about, was most people don't know that they're out of alignment. Most people have been out of alignment for so long that they don't know that they're out of alignment.
Exactly. It's like an adrenaline in the body, and we feel like we need that certain adrenaline every day, whether it's positive or negative.
Correct. It could be a negative response that we're looking for because that's what we're used to.
Yes.
Right? It's not always a positive thing.
Right. And a lot of people don't understand that. So we institutionalize and we're also taught to think the negative and think in the control mechanism.
Okay. So how we ended up in this conversation is because I was reviewing a Zyto scan with him and showing him kind of indicators within the Zyto that gives me indicators that it's not necessarily the organ that's popping up that's struggling. It's really that person is struggling with emotions and things within the body, right? And we usually find that out by, having a conversation because if you've had a Zyto scan with me, you know it's very thorough and it ends up being about an hour where we're breaking down emotions and how they're tied to your organs and then bringing in your zodiac and how all of that plays a factor. But we were talking about, how do you tap in to know what your triggers are so that you know that, like he's saying, you've got rumbled on the road.
Exactly. We have to understand by checking that out, we have to understand that if we feel good, then that's the number one indicator of being in the proper alignment off the bat.
But what if it's a false sense of feel good?
Now, if it's a false sense of feel good, that's an indication that we're not being true to self.
But how do you know that? There's the key. Remember, that's how we started into this deep conversation about most people are not self-aware about how they're really feeling because they've been feeling so bad for so long that they don't know what feel good feels like or what peace feels like.
Exactly. Okay, so when we feel bad, that's an indicator that something's wrong. And the more we stress on it, the more we can downregulate our genes for illnesses. So we know that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so therefore, the main simple thing is that we are happy by nature. We're beings that are happy by nature right off the bat. And then when things start going wayward,
which is kids, and that's the indicator when you see kids, that's how we started out.
Exactly. So when things start happening in our life and we don't understand that we need to be unconditional to ourselves first. Because if we can't change and control ourselves, then we can't help anybody else off the bat, right?
Correct.
So we have to learn how to be unconditional to how we feel, what we think, what we do in life. And if we keep going on a negative realm, then negative things will attract to us, and vice versa. That comes with health.
We attract who we are.
Exactly. We're manifestations of our own beliefs.
Yes. So when we're having ailments within the body, which is, again, how we started on this conversation, and one of the things I was saying is, like the liver, when the liver keeps popping up throughout a Zyto scan, right, it gives me indicators of
Yeah.
possible anger or resentment in the body. And then based on your zodiac sign, then that tells me what are some things that are, I call it autopilot. Some
Yeah.
people like look at zodiac and like, I don't act like a typical Aries. I'm not a typical Aquarius. And I'm like, you have an autopilot.
Exactly.
Whether you believe it or not, your autopilot will go back to your sun sign. When you're angry, when you're discontented, when things go bad and they don't go the way that you have an autopilot.
Exactly.
And that autopilot is going to be whatever zodiac sign you
Exactly.
is.
Our life is kind of like, on the inside, we could do a lot of things that alienates our body. We could put it in us based on what we eat. And then it can lay dormant in there, in our body, until we start the negative thinking.
Or until we get like 50 and then it seems like everything come up all at one time.
Exactly. So the negative thinking is the spark that triggers the ailment in the body. So we could eat really bad. You have two people that eat
that's
bad.
a good point.
Two people can eat bad. One person can think bad. The other person can think on a wellness positive side. The person that thinks bad will radiate the illness inside their body based on what they're eating.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Because people look at them like, well, she eats better than I do, and look at me, I got this. But it's like the frame of mind.
Exactly.
Right. If you think negatively, you will feel negatively.
Exactly. So it's like you're in this house and it's very dusty in the house. Okay. Now let's just say this is negative energy. So you walk up to the window of the house and you open the door and the wind blows in and it blows all this dust around.
Right.
That's what's going on in the body when you let negative energy happens. So the same person that eats the same thing that has positive energy, if they open that window and if it's positive, smooth energy coming in, it's not going to blow a lot of dust around. In fact, it may even heal you. So if negative energy and negative thoughts can downregulate your genes, then can positive energy and positive thoughts upregulate your genes and heal you? All right then. Okay, exactly.
So how do you tap into like self-regulating, right? And for me, I like to tell people based on your sign, whether you're earth sign, fire sign, a water sign, air sign, right? Go to your element to reconnect to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Go to the earth, go to the water, or just go outside. Get some sun, like whatever that is that's drawing you in to go to that element, and then just breathe. And wherever you're feeling it, right? Whether when you breathe and you feel this little, I call it little twinge or whatever, it'll tell you which one is out of alignment, right?
Exactly.
It's in the gut, if it's in the heart, if it's in the throat, right? Not speaking your truth, not speaking your voice. Is it in the head, right? That's not listening to your intuition. Like just really taking the time to reconnect to your element to do a check-in.
Yes, a lot of that, I believe, comes with understanding that since we are electromagnetic beings, we have to attract electromagnetically. So therefore, I always say that meditation will help quiet your mind.
What you said?
It will help quiet your mind. And then there's different forms of meditation, different levels of meditations based on your intent and what you can use it for. God gave us an imagination, not just to look out the window in school. We have to understand that we have tools that we can use to take care of self. And when we learn how to take care of self, 100% taking care of self, then and only then we can help other people.
And there it is. Take care of self first. People think it's selfish to take care of self first, but that is selfless because you can't help somebody if you're already struggling. You can't help, not saying that you can't help them, but it can come from a different space.
Yeah.
And if your cup is already half empty and you go helping people, you're just going to empty yourself out.
And those that like to pay for a lot of tuition on things, understand that you have intuition, which is more powerful. I have to put that out there. Yeah.
Say that again.
Those that pay for tuition on a lot of things, the education and everything, we actually have intuition, which is much, much more powerful, and you can intuitively do things on your own spiritually to take care of self.
Meaning, all this running around, this is wrong, all of a sudden my back hurt, this is like, there's a lot of ailments that crop up. And before you decide to go get another script, I would like to say, check yourself, realign.
Exactly. And when you hit that rumble strip, recorrect and get
Right.
back in alignment and keep moving your life as easy and gently down the stream.
Because guaranteed there was something that triggered whatever you're feeling at the moment, and as soon as you recorrect, right, it'll probably go away.
Exactly.
Because it all can be tied to emotions, feelings, negative thoughts, and things like that.
Exactly. And we have to understand that we can only change and control ourselves. We can't change and control what other people do or say. And when we understand that we should not alienate ourselves on things we can't change or control, then we're being unconditional to ourselves so we can change and control ourselves and move forward.
And there it is. Thank you, Malcolm.
You're very welcome.
Thank y'all for listening. Have a good day.